Canon 71 Super Bee 426 Hemi or
1971 Dodge Super Bee. And for 1971, there was a change in the Dodge lineup. The Super Bee was no longer a model of its own. Now it was a trim package for the Charger. So technically, this is a Dodge Charger Super Bee. And in 1971, the Super Bee was actually the cheapest way to get a Hemi-powered Dodge. And even with that, this car was not popular. Would you like to guess how many 71 Dodge Super Bees came with a Hemi? 22. And only 9 of those had the manual transmission like our featured car. Spoiler alert. But let's get back to that Hemi. It was 426 cubic inches, and by this point it had a hydraulic lifter cam, compression ratio was 10.28 to 1, and it was rated 425 horsepower. Now keep in mind, in 1971 they were starting to transition to net horsepower ratings, and for this car that'd be about 330, maybe 350 pending the reference. The gross torque rating was 490 pound-feet, and if you convert that into net ratings, about 390. Of course, you could get a drag race friendly Torque Flight 3-speed automatic transmission, but what fun is that? This one's got the 4-speed manual, and it's gonna make that Hemi scream like me on my prom night. A peasantly 323 rear gear would have been standard in this car, but again, what's the fun in that? This one's got a tasty little upgrade and now features 430 rear gears. Most people realize the Hemi engine isn't very light, and then by 1971, the Charger wasn't really that light either. But somehow, this car is sneaking in at under 4,000 pounds with the driver included, specifically 3,979. As I already mentioned, the Super Bee was a cheaper trim level for the Charger. It started out at $3,271. That transmission's gonna set you back $237, and then the elephant motor was $883. That gives you a grand total of $4,391. And adjusting for inflation, that's $30,482 today. As I already mentioned, there were only 9 manual transmission equipped Hemi Super Bees produced in 1971. But regardless of engine or transmission configuration, there were only 5,054 total 71 Super Bees made. So seeing any of these cars is a fairly rare occurrence. Motor Trend magazine tested a Hemi Charger in December of 1970. It ran 0 to 60 in only 5.7 seconds, and the quarter mile in 13.73 seconds at 104 miles per hour. Let's check out that opponent. 1972 Buick GSX. By 1972, the GSX was becoming quite rare, but more on that later. There were a few different engines available that year, ranging anywhere from a 350 all the way up to the 455 Stage 1. And this car just happens to have that top dog, 455 cubic inches, and specifically, it is the Stage 1 package.
Ram Air 4 is going to make it to the 8th mile first. Looks like it's going to power through 1210 at 115 to a 1290 at 110.
And sure, the compression ratio was only 8.5 to 1, but it was still making some decent power. 270 net horsepower and 390 pound-feet of net torque. So it has the same torque as the Hemi, but at a lower RPM, but it does lack a little bit in the horsepower department. A 4-speed manual transmission was available with the Stage 1, but this one's got a 3-speed automatic. Specifically, it's a Turbo 400, but when paired with the Stage 1, it was a special BB code transmission. This was a heavy-duty version that had 6 clutch plates instead of the typical 5. And that automatic transmission paired with all that low-end torque should give this Buick a little bit of an advantage off the line. But will it be able to maintain that advantage through the whole quarter mile? Well, we'll see. But of course, you can't talk about launching a car without discussing the rear gearing, and in the Stage 1 you would have seen 342 gears as standard, but this car has a slight upgrade, now featuring 390 rear gears. And sure, the Hemi has a 430 set, but you don't have to be that aggressive with a Buick. You want to use all that low-end torque to your advantage. And then we get to the weight of the GSX, and it's not good. This car with driver is 4,250 54 pounds. And if you're not so great at math, that gives a 275 pound advantage to the Super Bee. Yikes. As I already mentioned, the GSX was quite rare in 1972. There were only 44 total produced, and that's probably because Buick didn't put out any promotional material that year for this car. If you break that down into the Stage 1 cars equipped with an automatic transmission, this car is only one of 22. How about we see what these cars will run on the drag strip today? At the time of filming, the temperature was 73 degrees, humidity 51%, elevation 944 feet, and the barometric pressure was 29.25 inches. Let's check out that first round.
Joe Shepard out of Southgate, Michigan, 72 GSX 455 in the left lane, going up against Tom Cannon, 71 Hemi Super Bee in the right lane. Turbo 400. Car 1250 at 114, 833
And in the first round, it's the Super Bee that takes home the win, running a very impressive 12.50 seconds at 114.63 miles per hour. In the other lane, the Buick looked good, but not quite good enough to win this round, running 12.62 seconds at 109.06 miles per hour. How about we check out round 2 and see if that GSX can redeem itself?
In the left lane, Tom Cannon, 71 Super Bee, 426 Hemi. For the win, 1232 at 114 to a losing 12.6. For the win, 1232 at 114 to a losing 12.6.
And the Buick was able to get an early lead with a 0.07 second reaction time, and as you saw, they were ahead by a full car length at mid-track, but all of that high-end Hemi horsepower was able to scream past just before the finish line, and it's the Super Bee that takes home the win, running 12.32 seconds at 114.86 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the Buick was very consistent, running 12.60 seconds at 108.91 miles per hour. Let's check out that race one more time.
426
A huge thanks to the owners for bringing out these cars. It was absolutely awesome seeing them on the drag strip. I'll catch you guys at the next one.